Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to another battle report. It's myself playing Peter again, and it's both of us in the room, so we'll have the overhead camera and capture the dice rolls and things for you. This game will be going out at about the time the new book, The Bulls British, will be coming out, and because of that we've got an Arnhem game for you. Now, we don't have the book ourselves, so we don't have any spoilers to tell you. You just have to watch another video for that or get your hands on the book itself. We are going to be using para lists from DD British, because British paras are British paras, at least in the main. That's what we're thinking in terms of the new book, but we'll see. And I'm going to be using an SS list, roughly based on the German Bulge book. When I say roughly, I mean I've just got rid of lots of half tracks. So we're going to be playing on our Ardennes table, which you'll see once we get started. It's quite a lot of houses, and hopefully a nice attractive looking bridge feature in there as well. In terms of the mission, we're not going to play just a bog standard mission. We're going to think about what kind of defensive mission we can use based around the bridge, based on existing missions, but like tweaking it a little bit. That'll work or it won't, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping there'll be something specific in the new book to allow us to play some good para games. Anyway, this is the first of what we hope will be a few interesting British Arnhem market garden type games. So let's go over to look at the lists and take it from there.
Okay, so I've got an air landing force. I've got 4 platoons of air landing infantry, 2 large platoons and 2 smaller platoons. They've both got an extra Piat, and the two large platoons I've got gammon bombs. So that's my sort of main force, and then to support them I've got 6 mortars, 4 HMGs, 2 platoons of 6-pounders, and some 75mm artillery.
Pack houses, yeah.
And then just the HQ.
This is all going to be one big formation, so it's not going to break.
Yes, I've got no support.
But that's the nature of this game, folks. That's pretty much how we're putting these lists together. So there you go, that's a lot of British paras, all from the DD book, remember, as well, folks.
Yes.
And we'll go over to have a look at the German list I've cobbled together. Right, folks, here is the German list I'm using, which is cobbled together using the German Bulge book. It's SS Panzer Grenadiers, so these are your typical aggressive, trained, but good in assault and fearless kind of guys. But what I've done is I've put a list together that doesn't have any half tracks, so there's 3 platoons of infantry but no transports for them. Now, I know they did use them at various points in the battle, but I think in this game, for the sake of them actually being able to be hit and killed, it's better that we get them out of the half tracks. So there's 3 platoons. Part of the core formation is also, of course, the HQ, they're inside a half track, but they get a half track. Heavy machine gun platoon, mortar platoon, and cannon platoon. Now that's integral artillery, integral heavy firepower, and also heavy machine guns. So it's a good force, but the question is, with them being aggressive, are they going to get shot to bits trying to get to grips with the enemy? If they get in with a 3+ assault, they should do well. Now, to support them, first of all, what you can't see because Peter's bringing them for me, I don't have any painted, is a big platoon of the Ardennes Fallschirmjäger. So these guys are aggressive, green, fearless again, which could be useful. They're hitting a 4 in assault, so they're not terrible. But once again, they're going to be quite vulnerable. That'll be a unit of 10 bases, so it is at least got a bit of staying power. So we'll see how they get on. And also in support, first of all, we're a platoon of 5 SS Panzer IVs. So these guys are easy hit, not great armour. They will be vulnerable to fire coming from Piats and 6-pounders. Then a battery of 4 10.5s with an observer. I'm not taking Nebelwerfers because the large template trying to get an assault in when using that large template is quite difficult if you need that template to pin. The standoff distance is more than your assault range. So I'll be using the 10.5s, and then just because I really want to use them, they're not really from the Bulge German book. These are from Bagration, but you know, like, it's just a put together kind of a game, folks. I'm using my quad anti-aircraft half-tracks. Nothing special. I really just want to use them. They've been sitting gathering, let's call it bag dust, for such a long time. It's time they got on the table. We'll see what they do. So it's a large formation. I can afford to take casualties, but I may be taking a hell of a lot of casualties because they're going to be quite easy to hit. Just got to hope the Fearless keeps them moving forward and we don't have the curse of Fearless, which is always rolling a 2. The mission we're going to play today is Bridgehead. It's a good mission for this in terms of the deployment zones. You can see the blue area for the defender. It's nice and compact, and it can be centred around where the bridge is going to be on the table. And then the attacker has got a bit of a horseshoe shaped zone that they are going to attack from, but it's got a bit of ground to cover before they get to the defender's area. One consideration that we had though for the defence and defensive missions in general for this scenario is minefields. We can't have the terrain covered in 4 minefields as you would in a normal mission, because whilst they brought some mines with them, the British paras didn't have enough to spread minefields everywhere. So what we're going to do is try and make it more difficult for the attacker by having the reserves potentially coming on from behind them. So when you can see the scattered reserves there, the 3 and the 4, which is kind of entirely where the river's meant to be on the board, if you roll a 3, the reserves are going to come on the corner opposite the 1 and the 2, and if you roll a 4, they'll come on in the corner opposite the 5 and the 6. So any troops that are being held back, any artillery for instance that's sitting back and bombarding, could be in danger. But that really, scattered reserves, your luck is in with them or not. So we'll see how the mission goes. We can't say for sure if it's a right kind of balance, but we'll find out as the game goes. As far as the rest of the mission rules go, well, there's an ambush for the defender and objectives can be taken at any time, so nothing complicated there. So let's see what happens, folks.
Okay, so we're playing a sort of slightly altered Bridgehead mission. So my deployment area is just around about here. So perhaps put 2 objectives here and here. In the Bridgehead mission, my reserves come on at the back here, but because there's basically the river here, we've decided that my reserves come on 1, 2 here, 3,
5, 6.
5, 6 there, and then 3 and 4 there. Doing that the mission has minefields, but we've decided not to have any minefields, and the trade-off was to have the
reserves being able to come in behind and clobber my guys from the back.
So in my deployment area, I've got 40 points in reserve, but I've got 1 large air landing platoon there, 1 smaller air landing platoon here. I've got mortars here, and the 6-pounders here. I've got another platoon of 6-pounders in reserve, in ambush rather, ambush, and my HQ is in this building.
And in reserve you've got?
In reserve I've got a large airborne platoon and a smaller airborne platoon, and I've got my artillery and my HMGs.
Right. So that coming behind me could cause a few problems. Encourages me to move forward as much as possible. So my deployment, folks, is SS Panzer IVs plus a platoon of SS. My 10.5s are kind of looking over the shoulder. I'm going to go. Platoon of SS and then the flak half-tracks. The SS Cannon platoon with my company HQ here, he's in a half-track. SS Mortars, my observer for the 10.5s. Then an SS platoon SS heavy machine guns and the poor quality Fallschirmjäger out in the flank there. So that's deployment. As you can see, it's a hell of a lot of terrain, but that's kind of what this fight was like, so we're kind of replicating that. So in terms of the terrain, folks, everything in terms of height as you would be expecting it to be. Buildings are tall, trees are tall, hedges are short, as are walls, with the exception of these ones at the factory. They're going to be tall. Those hedges, just hedges, they're short. These walls here, they're all going to be short because they're damaged. We're kind of creating a sort of backyard look there. So that's all going to be short terrain. But it's all going to be cross checks for vehicles. So moving around is going to be tricky. We've got a lot of cross checks along this road here as well. So it's going to be right in close kind of fighting. Just about everything on this table is fearless. So I think we're going for world record in failed motivations today, guys. You'll be seeing all the 1s and 2s getting rolled. But I'm going to have to move forward because there's a risk of, well, the reserves are going to be coming in, could be coming in the flank. They're at that wood, into the flank of my attack there, or potentially right in behind me. You know, so the incentive is for me to go on and capture one of these objectives and take the time before the rest of the paras get there. And one other thing, I think I said to Peter already, we're going for a sort of channel record for the number of houses and weight of resin on the table at any one time. There are more houses I could have put on, but we think this is enough. Eh, Peter?
Yes, yes.
Turn 1. Turn 1 German movement. So I'm going to start on the right hand side of that central road there by moving up the SS infantry platoon behind houses. I don't want to move into the houses here because the paras are quite close and could come up and start shooting me, whereas if I stay behind the houses I'll kind of keep the initiative in terms of shooting opportunities, shall we say. And the other side of the main road, there's not a big line of houses to hide behind there, so I'm going to move them into houses. The paras are a lot further away here, so I'm not so worried about them. The objective itself is further away on that side, so I'm just going to move the SS platoon up into the houses, behind houses, but a bit more exposed. And then my vehicles, including the anti-aircraft half-tracks, are going to dash up because they really don't have line of sight on anything. I could move up cautiously, but I wouldn't have anything to shoot at. On the far right, the big blob of Fallschirmjäger, they're just going to move up and try and outflank the para platoon defending the objective. And on the other side, I'm going to be careful here. I want to move through that wood in as strong a group as possible, so my tanks are just going to move up to it. The infantry are going to move ahead of them and around them to provide flank protection against any potential reserves arriving just now. Okay, so German turn 1 shooting. There's a hell of a lot of dashing, whatever, folks. There's not going to be a hell of a lot of shooting. But these guys, they're out of range with their assault guns, assault rifles, but they've got 2 dice that they can use for their MG, optional MG bases. But it's only going to be 1 shot each. Just shooting these guys, looking for 6s. No. Now my heavy machine guns have moved up. They are going to get 2 dice each and have a go. Probably can only really see whoever's in that building, and if that's short range, that's going to be hit. So 1 hitting him.
Just an ordinary guy?
Yep. That's a 6, so that's fine. And then it's just going to be my artillery. So I think what I'm going to do is shift my range down over a bit, using my observer who's down here. Hold on a minute. Whoops, excuse me. Can we see the observer down here? And I'm going to range in, like in the corner of that building. So the guys are a veteran, they'll need 4s to range in. 6 up there. Right, so let's see what's under that bit. So it's coming over this way. So basically it's just whoever's in this building here. That's all I can get.
Can you not get these guys?
No.
No. So there's only one guy in it.
And the guy behind, I'd imagine that'll get him as well.
Yeah.
Right, so the guy inside and out, so
this guy,
a 6 will do it,
this guy,
and a 2 won't.
So
A 5 is safe, that's a pin. And then we'll see how fearless in action, folks. So I think that's about it, really. It's just the initial approach this turn. Not a lot of shooting, but my guys need to move up into position. These guys will be able to get shooting from next turn, and they've got heavy machine guns to support them. My cannon platoon can get into position, and I can start to work through the wood over on my left. So over to Peter for his turn 1.
So to try and unpin.
Start step. Okay, I'm pinning. 2.
No,
Fearless.
And these guys, his HQ is just too far away.
Right, well, okay, you've now got to decide on whether or not you want to pop an ambush this turn. At the moment,
Yeah.
you don't have a great line of sight on they guys.
That's the thing. I need to be way over here. In fact, to get shots of them, I wouldn't be up here. I wouldn't get many. I decided to bring on my ambush just because I might run out of space. So I brought them on here, my 6-pounders here. Maybe get a couple of shots up at the anti-aircraft guns, but I think that's maybe all.
I'm going to kill my poor aircraft guns.
Okay, and then
Reserves.
Looking for a number 5, and I only get a 2, so that's not going to do it.
So you've had 2 dice rolls so far, and you've both been 2s. Para turn 1 movement. Not a lot happening here, folks. 6-pounder's going to move out to get line of sight down the road, and then Peter is just going to move his infantry a little bit so that they are less exposed to the artillery that's ranged in there now. Apart from that though, nothing else.
Okay, shooting. I'll start from this side. So these 2 6-pounders who come out of ambush are going to shoot at your anti-aircraft gun.
So I'm careful.
They're careful. They're not the aggressive ones.
No, these are army ones.
So they'll be long range. And what do you think?
Concealed eye.
Concealed. So,
I'm not right in the thing, I'm kind of...
So 6s.
Yeah.
So here we go. 2 hits. Look
Only
at that.
2.
Look at that.
See, you try to kill my... I really wanted to get them used in the game and they're going to die. First one, 4 up save, otherwise they're just dead. Oh, 2. We seem to be going for the 2s.
Oh, there's the good old 6.
So 1's away. Right.
Moving bombardment from my mortars.
Right, you're going to go for what?
Yes.
Well, you're already ranged in over here. Right, so there's 4 half tracks.
As planned.
Yeah. So
2.
Then 2. Right.
Are they fearless as well, or are they?
Yeah.
Or are they aggressive? Or
They're
careful. Are they careful?
Oh, what we're talking about, right? They are aggressive. So that's
It's 3 dice.
3 hits. So 1, 2, 3. Right. So save for the first guy. 6, 2, and 4. The best you could get there would be a bale.
That's a bale. Yes, it is. So across here. These 2 6-pounders are going to shoot at the infantry up there. So
that's these guys here. So you'll be looking for 5s.
5s, right. Oh, no hits.
That one dashed, didn't it? Right. Okay, and then
over here, this one here is going to shoot at the fourth.
Is that short range?
I think it might be long range. It's long range.
Right. Okay. So 5s again.
No, 6s. It's 6.
No, they're aggressive.
Right. That's cocked.
No. Right.
I don't think the infantry are going to fire.
They're going to stay on the ground. They've got a lot of heavy machine guns facing them as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, you killed one of my half tracks, a swine. You're looking forward to using them first time in a game, and the first thing
you've got one left.
Kill left. Run away. Wait and see. Right, so one of them dead. Nothing much happening now, folks, but it's soon going to start happening, and reserves are soon going to start to arrive. Turn 2. So German starting step turn 2. I think I've just got a last stand to do for my poor half track.
6 again.
He's staying on the table, but whether or not he's staying there remains to be seen. German turn to movement. So my surviving half track, it's just getting itself out of line of sight, out of dodge, behind some tall terrain there, the trees, so it can at least stay alive until the time it might be needed now. It can't move forward because of those guns. The infantry in front of the tanks, they're moving up again, helping to keep that screen in place, at least more towards the front, but it's keeping them in cover too. And then it's time to do some cross checks and get through that wood, and one of the tanks fails, which, you know, is pretty much to be expected, folks. The 75mm cannon half-tracks are moving up onto the elevated roadway. It's a good dominating position. They can switch from one side to the other to put some powerful high explosive shots into the defenders. The infantry to their left, they're just going to keep moving up as much as they can, but staying in cover in that big tall church tower that straddles the road. That can fit a lot of infantry in it. You know, there's 3 floors. The mortar half-tracks will just keep moving up. There's nothing really to shoot at yet, folks. And on the right, the SS platoon is moving up to prepare an assault, with the Fallschirmjägers on their right moving up to support them, but their short range for most of their bases means they're not going to be doing much shooting this turn. German turn 2 shooting then, folks. I'm going to start using my artillery with the spotter down here ranging in on anti-tank guns up there, so it's going to be terrain for sure. That's cocked. 5, that'll do it. So
First attempt.
I'll be able to.
Yeah, you got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything some in there.
Maybe
catches
anybody at the back.
There's 2 at the back.
2 at the back. So I'll start with the gun. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The guy at the front. Yep. So he's got 3 up to make, and he's fine. Then
2
guy
guys.
downstairs guy's been hit, and he's fine. Right. So that's
already
ranged in there, and then all these guys that moved up here are going to have a go at a infantryman and a peatman. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3. Right, let me think. There's 3 guys who can potentially hit the
guy
peat.
top. Or
The guy.
Right. Okay.
So I'll roll them, and they get
2
bloody
hits.
hell.
2 hits.
2 hits, right? And then the other guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can only hit the guy in the top, and they're rubbish. Right, so it'll be 1 each.
So the Piat and the other guy.
Right. He's fine.
Ooh.
So that's 2 hits so far.
Yeah, well, they're pinned in.
Are they? Right, okay. So my other guy's moving up. So these guys can't really shoot then. They don't have line of sight to the window, so they're going to shoot
Across here.
over here. So they get quite a few dice because they're salt and pepper shakers.
Oh.
I had a feeling that was going to happen at some point in the game.
Try not to knock that.
3. That's
3.
Now that's against this building. If there's anybody in it,
There's 1 guy in it. Could you? Are they in the house?
Yeah.
So they.
I don't know.
So it's only that guy. Yeah. So how many hits?
3.
3. Possible.
He's fine. And then these here having a go, who can only really hit that guy as well. Another save on him. He's fine again. And the rest are going for guys back here.
Right,
So
there's more targets there.
4.
4. So
Pretty good going.
1, 2, 3, and he probably can hit. Well,
Well,
hit
8 inches. I might not be able to hit that many guys.
No, so someone will have to take. So he'll take 2.
Right. It's fine.
And then he's fine, and then he's fine. Everyone's fine.
Right then. Now, let me see. Heavy machine guns. This lot twice going for the one guy they can actually see. Oh, they've clearly zeroed in their sights. Right, they get 3.
3
hits. So it's got to be on the guy upstairs.
Yeah. 1 possible.
4, no, he's okay. Right, so that's that. Loads and loads of hits, but no kills. Then over here, my cannon platoon, 2 of them can see 6-pounders. So I roll that one and then that one. So front one I roll a 5. That'll be enough for short range because you'll be concealed because you're dug in. And the other one I roll 2, no. So the other 2 are going to just go for the house where you guys are going to ground and miss.
Okay, so
1 save.
ooh.
So 1, I get a 6, killed it.
So this one here.
Yeah. See, that's what you get for killing my lovely flak half track.
Oh yes, you're looking for revenge.
Yeah, hold a grudge.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be it for shooting, but I'm going to do an assault here.
Well, Frank,
sorry.
I'm good. I think I've got a line of sight there, so you've maybe got a line of sight on me. See that with that guy?
Yeah, it's that long range then, so I'll need 7. And I get a 5. Right, okay, over to here now. So it's time to get assaulting, guys. These guys are going to assault here. So there's going to be 2 bases going in there, and then 2 bases going to the top guy. Can you do that? If he's upstairs, I don't think you can. Can't contact him. Well, do your defensive fire anyway.
So right, so what the guy downstairs is a Piet.
Yeah. So he's going to be a penalty for being pinned.
They are pinned. So
you need a 4. Yep. And then 1 for the. Right. Okay. I roll a 6. So I'll clobber you twice. Now my guy's hitting a 3 up an assault, even though they're trained. So the Piet guy's dead.
And then I've got to motivate.
Yep. So do motivation, and then that quite often decides because you feel you should run away. Oh, he stayed. Right. So
Next. So I have to go decide whether I come downstairs and.
Yeah, come down and attack me. But also, if those guys are within 4 inches, you could get in, you could bring another guy over, and I would say fight 2 through the opening.
Yeah, let's do that. So he's down there, and the guy is coming over there.
Yep. So 2 of them clobbering against my guy.
So
5. Okay. Now, I think that kills 2. Because if I'm in contact with you, you're in contact with me. If I can kill you, you can kill me.
Oh.
So that kills 2 of them. So I've got to motivate. Attack. 6. Okay. Now this is where I can move some more guys in now around the side. So 2 will be against you in the building, and then I could move another couple. They'll be within 4 inches. These 2 here can move around to clobber you in the side. So first 2 managed to get 1, second 2 managed to get 1, so they'll be.
So they're both dead.
Yep. And then, have you got anybody within 4? So it's going to be within 4 of here.
Okay, I don't think that there's anyone. There's no one close enough. So that would be this all over.
So I can consolidate, and you just have to make sure you're not within 6 inches.
But I think everything is out with 6.
Then you're fine. You don't have to budge. And then I can do a consolidation move. So
Just me check in the case of.
I'm going to move these guys. I reckon I'll be able to get the guys, the survivors, in here, and the other ones are going to move up. Oh. If they don't drunkenly fall off, they're going to move up to there. And that's going to be because I've not got any other guys within 4 inches to assault. So there you go, folks. There's first bit of action. That objective is now under a bit of pressure, so this is where you've got to hope to get reserves in and in the right place. And otherwise, we're really just, apart from Peter wiping at the bridge. I knew that was going to happen though. When I put it right up to the edge, I knew it was going to happen. But otherwise, it's really just developing, folks. But this is a lot earlier than I thought, but that's probably good to do with the terrain. An early move on an objective.
Our turn 2 is a starting step. I've got a couple of motivations. So this platoon is pinned. he does get a reroll, which he needs.
Hey!
Just so
Took 4 dice.
and then the back, not the back party, the
£6.
and they get a reroll as well. So
Yeah, that's fine.
So
that's it for motivation. So it's 2 dice for
dice.
reserves.
2 dice for reserves. Yeah, there's a good
See
place
what
for
we
there's
get.
a good place for
That looks like an interesting field. Not
oh,
that interesting.
No.
You're just going to have to hold on here.
Oh, crikey, this is going to be tricky.
British turn 2, and here for Peter it's all about preparing a bit of a counter-attack against my SS platoon. So he's just figuring out where he can put artillery down using his mortars without forcing his infantry too far back so that they cannot launch an assault. It's a tricky business, guys. That's why, like, rocket launchers, for instance, are hard to use to pin in an assault, you know, when you want to assault the same turn, because the standoff distance is key. And here he's got like a 4-inch standoff distance between the edge of the template and where he's going to start his assault from. But he gets it all worked out and he's ready to go.
Okay, shooting. So I think I've got line of sight in there for that one. So it's long range.
Any concealment at all? I don't think.
Well,
I suppose
wood concealment's a bit.
there isn't any. If I'm not
not
obscured completely by it. So you're just going to be looking for 4s.
4s. Okay, so let's go.
Oh
no.
Oh.
Okay, so this guy who moved is going to have a shot at.
Right. So we're saying you got to kind of hold down for where they are. So you'll be looking for 4s again. And then the one that didn't move. Are you burling that around? Sorry.
I don't think. Yeah, let's burl. Sorry.
That should have been the moving phase. So that'll be 1 shot for him too.
1 shot.
And a 6. So that's going to be straight through. So firepower.
No.
Bailed. Right. That's just this end guy here.
So the mortars then, we'll try and range in.
Yeah,
here.
so you try and range in on this point using the company HQ to see that taller house at the back.
So maybe I'll probably only get 2 under it because I think that's too close to the gentleman.
Right.
So range in.
So you're looking for
4s.
Are you guys veteran for skill?
Let me just check.
Because I know that they seem to be wary about giving veterans to anyone except Germans.
They aren't veterans.
And your infantry?
They are trained.
Aye, so.
But assault 3.
So you'll be looking for a 5? Because you're using the HQ to range in?
Yeah. Okay. First attempt.
That'll do it. So, first guy, that'll be a hit. Next guy, a miss. So the first guy rolls a 6. So he's okay, but they're pinned, which is the most important thing for you just now anyway.
And then over here, the
£6.
two 6-pounders.
So he's looking for 4s.
4s for the guy.
Okay, 2. So who are you targeting?
Well, the guy would need to be the guy in the top. Well, shoot.
I suppose it'd be one in the top, one in the bottom.
Yeah.
Because you won't be able to still get the bottom guy from one of them. So, top guy, bottom guy's failed. He's a gunner. So just thin that out a bit. So there's one still alive in the bottom, but you're close enough to get in.
This guy here.
Right, Kevin decide. Short range.
Yeah, short range now. Yeah.
So 4s again.
1 hit.
And I roll a 6 save. Right.
Well, these guys may as well shoot as well.
Yeah.
They'll go for the guy on the top.
Yeah.
So that'll just be 1 each.
Now the guys in the house can shoot at the guy at the top as well.
Yeah, so
There'll be 1, and then the guys in the house can have a go.
So what we've got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
3. So they are not pinned, so they get 2 shots each.
Yeah. That's all hits. How many is that on him? 7 or something like that?
Yes, 7.
Well, now it's going to have to go 1 on the bottom and 6 on the top. So the bottom,
After that again. I'm going to stand over here. I'll stand over here.
need longer arms. Bottom guy's saved. The guy in the top's failed twice. So
No.
2 ones. But you're not really interested. You want to get in the assault there anyway and try and wipe me out.
So that's all my. I suppose I could shoot with these guys, couldn't I?
Yeah. 2 dice.
2 dice. Come for the guy in the top.
Okay, so it'll be 1 each for your firing round.
Well, let's.
You're going to target?
No, let's go for you.
Alright. Top guy, bottom guy. Top guy's failed. No.
Okay, so that will do me.
So you're going to go in for an assault.
I'll try and go in for assault, yes.
Right, so that's you. Put 4 in the contact there. Now, you've got enough movement, I reckon, there to get the guy that's upstairs. And the last time you were like 3 stories up, so I couldn't really get. So you'll be able to get them all in.
Both right. Okay.
I will have 4 dice of counterfire.
Does that include this guy?
Oh, no, right.
So he's.
I'll roll him
he's
separate.
within,
So the first lot get 2 hits,
2 hits.
and then he's going to need 5s. The one guy that's in range from the. Right, 1 hit each, right? So just do 4 saves.
4 saves. So we'll go for the guy.
We'll fail.
We'll fail.
Save. Fail.
Oh,
Right, 2 away. So you can clobber me back. Clobber me twice now.
Let me move it.
3 and a 3, that does it?
Yeah.
So they 2 are toast. Right, so I have to motivate to counter attack. I roll a 6, so I'm going to put.
So they
Aye, they'll.
I'll just stick them down there.
Yeah. So these guys will run over tactical. And that's all that's left from that platoon, I believe. So 2 kills.
Oh dear.
So, right, folks, we've been looking at this. It's getting a bit confusing because of like where the contact point is. The assault's actually still going because the guys in that building are within 4 inches of my 2 surviving guys. So Peter's going to motivate, and you get HQ there, so you can roll 2 dice. I'll do it.
So I'll carry on.
So anybody who's within 4.
So there's only 2.
Right, can
And
move
one's a
in.
P and one's a P.
Right. Okay, so the P will be clobbering me on a 4.
4. Right, so this is the Piet.
Yep.
And the other guy.
No.
No.
Right. So I have to motivate, and I get a 6. So I'll try and hit you back, and I get a 3. That does it.
That's it. So take him away. So I've got to
Motivate. And you do, and then clobber me. And you do. And that'll end it. Because all my guys are dead.
So it's where do I go? So I've got no one left here. I'm stuffed, Frank.
It's looking pretty sparse.
So I think I will go
Might as well go back.
back in here. And I'm pinned.
Yeah, because you took hits. Right, so it was sort of a successful assault in the end because you went to my platoon, but you've lost 2 guys, and I've got a horde of nasty. So you need reserves.
And they're going to come in the wrong place.
Yes. Well, we'll see what happens, guys. Over to me for turn 3. Turn 3. German starting steps, so we've got a last stand to do. Bye bye half tracks. Thank you for your contribution. And then a remount to do. 3 isn't going to do it. German turn 3 movement. So I'm going to start by switching the Stummels, the 75mm half tracks, over to the other side of the raised roadway. They're going to support the critical attack that's going in here. I'm going to move the mortars up onto there now to get them in a position where they can get good visibility either side of the roadway, and they might actually do some shooting. Got to remember to move my heavy machine guns up as well, folks, not to forget them. The Fallschirmjägers are moving in now to take the place of the destroyed SS platoon so that they can get an assault in on that very much weakened objective. On my right, I want to get my Panzer IVs up into the edge of the wood to take on those 6-pounders so that I can hopefully destroy them and move on with an attack on the right hand objective. And my infantry, they're going to keep watching my flanks at the moment for the tanks, watching for reserves who would have to arrive in that corner depending on a dice roll, so I can potentially keep my tanks safe but also destroy any reserves that do arrive there. The infantry in the big tall church tower are just going to stay put. They've got a position to do some shooting now, and I'm not yet ready to move on the left hand objective. German turn 3 shooting, so I'm going to start with my artillery. I'm already ranged in, so there's the 2 guns now. Is there anyone in the back of that house, or are they all gone?
Let's see where they catch me here. No, but there's another gun. There's 3 guns under it.
Right, okay. So, nearest gun, no. Next gun, yep. And then one at the back, no.
So this one here?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. He's fine. Right, and then I've got my cannon platoon. I reckon 2 of them I've got line of sight onto your guns. One's going to have to go for the house. Right, so the gun that I can see, 5, that'll be 1 hit. And then going for the house, no. So 1 save on that guy, yeah. It's fine. Right, and then I've got a big gaggle of assault rifle type guys here, so what was in the house?
It's only the HQ.
Right, okay, I'm not going to claw them.
But you could hit guys over here. There's one.
And are they from the other platoon?
Well, I've only got 1 left from that platoon.
Alright, so that's
HQ.
okay. Right, so what I'll do is I'll target the HQ, and you can, if you want, choose to join for mistaken target.
Right.
So there's 4 in that building.
This guy moved, so
Right.
it'll be 5.
1, 2, 3. So there's 3 hits so far, and then this guy can only hit the HQ.
Yep.
Asking him, and
the guy behind him.
Yep. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 in the HQ, and then you have to keep it even. It'll go. Oh, sorry, 5 on him, 3 on him, and then you can mistaken target to put it on that one guy if you want to spread it. You could put 3 onto that infantryman.
Yeah. So okay, he's got 5 hits in this guy, and then you've got 3 other hits to allocate. So it would be 2 and 1, would it?
No. What happens is I've targeted that platoon. I've hit one guy 5 times, another guy 3 times, and then you use mistaken target to swap hits. So if now the hits on him can't go to him because of range. So these 3 hits on here go to the second in command, and then you can mistaken target that in a oneer to the other guy.
Right. So I'll try and do that.
3, yeah. So it's going to be 3 saves on the other guy.
All right. Do they not swap over? So
You swap over. So the other guy's currently got no hits.
Oh.
And your HQ base has got 3 hits.
There are 3 hits altogether. So I thought 1 would take 2, and the other.
No, because it's not like you haven't become part. It's not become part of your unit.
You're just swapping.
It's just now eligible for mistaken target.
Right. So this guy has got 3 hits.
Yep. So 1 fail, and I get the 6. Bloody hell, man! Right.
And then this poor wee guy gets 5 hits.
5, yeah. 1. Yeah, he's okay. Right, okay.
So he
So,
was pinned, the HQ's pinned, but this platoon's gone.
that's going to be it for there. So, round here now, my mortar half-tracks, they can do some machine gunning. I've moved them up so they've got line of sight to do mortar barrages.
Right, next turn, yeah.
So the first one's going to try machine gun your 6-pounders, and it's
That,
2 hits.
Can you hit 2?
I can only see one, I think.
I think he was.
Oh no, actually,
I think you can.
oh no, I can only see one. Just the one.
So 2 hits.
2 hits on that one. One fail, but you need a 6, you're fine. And then the other ones are going to shoot your infantry that are gone to ground in the house on the other side.
Other side. So
Yeah, because they're over here.
So there's guys here.
So 2.
2. So you shoot these
Which one am I
guys.
going for? I'm going to go for that one there, that house there. So
you got 2 hits. So one's there, and
so just 2 guys in it.
there's 3 guys. So
Right.
one below
Okay,
the guy below,
it's fine.
and then the guy on top.
It's fine. Right. Then it's going to be about 8 dice eligible from these guys plus 1 layer of that shooting into. Oh, in fact, I can see that house as well. Right. Start with these guys. These 4 down there. Right. They don't get any hits because you're going to ground. Right, and then the rest of the platoon. Oh my goodness! Here we go.
Cool.
Right, I'm going to roll this twice and then some more. Hey, 1. Let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Not just 1 more, sorry. 1 more. That's 1 so far. 1, 2. So 2, and I'm just going to target that house.
Right, so I think there's a couple of instances. Upstairs guy, downstairs guy, possible.
That is fine.
So that was 2 hits there. 3 hit. Was that 3 hits over there?
I can't remember.
We'll see the pint.
Right. The Panzer IVs are going to have 3 dice. See if I'm in short range of your guns at all.
Yes. Both
Right.
of these.
Okay, so be 3 dice looking for 5s. Only 2.
Only
Bloody
2.
hell.
So
It'll be those
this
2
guy.
guys. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so a 2.
2, and the other guy.
A 1.
1,
So first guy safe, next guy's gone. And I think that's going to be it
Okay.
for shooting. So that means it's going to be an assault. So it's going to be. Now, what are your HQ armed with?
I think they might have
Are they submachine guns? They're pinned.
They'll be pinned anyway. They've got submachine guns.
Right, okay, so defensive fire is going to be
So that's
one of them,
one of them, yeah.
and then submachine guns.
Submachine guns was 4 inches.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he'd get shots. So it'll be 3 shots basically.
yeah. Looking for 3s. 2 hits. One's deed. So I'll clobber your HQ geezer 3 times. Because they're close enough to be able to go through the other opening. He's away.
Go on.
Right, so your other HQ will take over. So you've now got to motivate.
Okay.
Reroll. Your HQ there. Right, so
What do I do? So you're going to capture the guns unless I. But I'm up against 3 guys. Well, I suppose you might not.
I might run away. If you don't come and get me,
The game's over, isn't it?
well, no, you've got another turn, but I mean, it's pretty close to being over when you think about it.
So I think I will.
Yeah.
Nip in there.
Right. Okay, so clobber. That'll do it. And then do I break off? Right. So you can consolidate. He can consolidate. Get him out of line of sight and out of trouble.
Make sure 4 of them. So he's just go back in there.
Right, so they've had a break off. So his last gasp charge in has prevented the drunk
bought a
Falchion
bit of
Jaegers.
time. He's bought a bit of time.
It has, yeah, but it's getting pretty scary down there. So this is really where it's all happening, folks. Over here it's still kind of developing, but you know what, there's going to be reserves coming now, so we can be 100% sure that there'll be more paras for me to deal with. Just the question is going to be where.
Paras turn 3, so I've got to try and unpin some of these. So I've got my HQ there is currently pinned.
Fine.
So he's unpinned. The 6-pounders
You'll get a reroll.
are pinned.
And they're fine as well.
Fine.
And that's it for motivation, so
over here, sorry, I've got
sorry,
as well.
they're fine.
So they're fine.
So now 3 dice for reserves.
3 dice for reserve. Come on, let's get 3. What we get 3.
That's a lot. What's that? That's a lot, for goodness sake. Right, so something's coming in. So what's it going to be?
It's going to be the bigger
Right.
platoon.
So is it going to be 1,
1, 2,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
Right. So I'm going over here.
This is where you want a 1, 2,
It's a 2.
2. So they're going to come in
This
over here, so you have to keep yourself in the game until they can get over. British turn 3 movement. So here Peter has got a platoon of reserves to bring on, so he's just got to figure out where they are going to arrive. He has to get towards that objective as much as possible. He's decided he's going to move up to the wall so he can be behind bulletproof cover, just take a tactical move and then do some shooting this turn. The only other movement is repositioning a 6-pounder over on the left there to have a go at my Panzer IVs.
shooting, first of all, my mortars are going to try and range in over here using my company commander.
Right, so
it'll be
yeah.
4 going up to 5.
Yeah.
So first attempt, second attempt, and third attempt. Oh, third attempt.
Okay, so my guys are all aggressive. I think we can pretty much get everybody there that's well. Let me see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Right, so roll the 2 guys in front of the wall, just because of where they are.
So it'll be 3, 4, 5.
5s, yeah. So one of them, right, and then the 3 guys, there's 4 guys in the houses actually.
4.
I don't think we need to worry which one's which. No. Right, but it's a pin though, well they're pinned anyway. 4, so that's saved.
Okay. Let's carry on shooting them with the 6-pounders.
Right, okay, 6-pounders behind the red roofed house.
So 3,
4 dice looking for 4s. Just the
only
1. 6, save.
Now over here, the rest of the 6-pounders are going to shoot up here.
I'm going to go for the cannon
One
platoon.
moved.
So we're looking for 4s. Oh, right, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1 each, so it's 3 5-pounders.
Just add the land or well,
Right,
yeah, well, let's yeah.
Bailed, bailed, bailed. That's you. Well, they're all bailed out, so there'll be some kind of motivation needed. Dear, dear. Right. Just put
Got like that. He's spotted, so he's not doing anything. These guys who came on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4,
5, sorry, yep.
5.
Right, so going for the Falchion Jaeger.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, that's going to be 3 hits. So, you going for anyone in particular as the nearest?
Nearest one's, yeah.
I'll just. So the nearest guy is the one in the building.
The mortar he can fire overhead.
Yeah,
Can't he? So
actually, yeah.
he'll be on a.
We're moving, so we're on a 5.
5.
No. So, how many hits was it again?
3.
3. So the guys outside the building's saved. 1 guy inside the building saved.
So they're all safe.
Right.
Okay, 3 shots at your tanks.
Okay, let's get this.
They will be long range, will they?
Shot, I think.
Short. Yes, both short range but concealed. Did you use shot? Did you?
A fire die, so so looking for force.
So 3 shots. Force.
Oh, two. So who are you picking?
These 2.
Right, okay, so am I going to try and mistake around him and I do. So it'll be that one and that one.
Okay.
No, sorry, that one and that one.
Is that one out with?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5.
5.
Now that means that's a potential bail because you're at a tank 11.
Yeah.
Bailed. You've hit a lot of stuff with your right tank, but you've just not killed anything with it yet. Right, so these guys staying on the ground?
I think they will. Yes.
So that's probably it for this turn for you.
Yep, that's me.
So the important thing is you've got a platoon infantry coming on to that objective. My guys were pinned. They might not unpin, but it means I'm not starting within 4 inches, so you've got time and you will get more reserves.
Well, depending what happens to them.
Well, I suppose they are within 4.
They are within 4.
Yeah. Right, okay folks. We'll see what I can do in my next turn, but I've got lots of motivations. Turn 4. German starting steps. So, well, unpinning. They do. Remount. It doesn't. Middle guy. Doesn't. End guy. Does. And then this guy. He does. So, so there's 2 bailed, but 2 active. So they don't have to do a last stand, because I'll probably fail it. Right, I've got a remount to do over here. 5, he gets back in. And I think that's it for motivations, folks. German turn 4 movement. First of all, I've got to get my Fallschirmjägers concentrated for an assault. They're kind of strung out a little bit, to be honest. So they're not going to have a large lump of figures to go in to the assault with, though there's not a lot of left there to assault, so that might just be enough. And on the other side, I'm going to try another cross check, get another couple of tanks in line of sight. One of them works, and then move my infantry up again. Oh, in fact, no, try and dig the infantry in just to hold that flank. That's all I want to do over that side, so I can maybe try and destroy those anti-tank guns and advance. Right, so German turn 4 shooting. We'll start with the cannon platoon. So it's going to be 3 shots in total, because it's still 2 bailed.
The guns?
Yeah. 3 misses. Now the mortars. I think the mortars. There. I'll come back to the mortars.
Don't forget about them.
1, 2. It's going to be 2 bases here. We're going to be able to shoot at your. Going to go for your company HQ. Now that's not going to be hits because you didn't do anything with him last turn. So they're okay. There's going to be 2 upstairs who are going to go for your guns. Oh sorry, company HQ again, sorry. And they're going to miss. The rest of them are going to be out of... Oh, I'll be able to do 2 dice towards the paras because I can use the optional thing. Or 1...
No, maybe you're under the 8 there.
Is it? Okay, so it's going to be
3.
1 from there, and then the other guys miss. So 1 save. What'd you get?
A 1.
Right, you've got bulletproof cover though, so you're okay because you're behind the wall. The heavy machine guns can't see anything yet. I've got to give some thought to my artillery, but I'll come back to that. I've very limited what I can see. So over here, my tanks. I managed to get 1 moving up. So I think there's 1 at long range, and yeah, so I'll do him.
Right, so
I shall. Whoops, hold on a second. So 1 at long range. Like for 6s, no.
they were fired. Right, 4,
Long
5,
range,
6,
yeah. The guys at short range.
5.
5 dice altogether, because 1 moved up there, no hits. So I think that's going to help me decide where artillery and things is going to go. So I'll start with the mortars, just from what they can see. It's a bit restricted. I'll be able to land it there, I would say, so I can get infantry, mortars, and gun.
Just beside that mortar then, just...
Yep. So I'm trained, so I'm going to need 5. Right.
Sorry.
5. Right, so...
Let's see what we've got in here. So there's one, where are you coming from here? So you'll catch the two, you'll catch everyone in the house. So there's 3 in the house.
Right, so as far as the house goes in, Piet is hit, infantry and command, everyone's hit. And then the wee mortar at the back.
So he's not hit.
Yep. And then the actual
Mortar.
medium mortar is hit.
Is it?
An anti-tank gun is hit.
Right, okay, so these 3 are...
They've all got to make saves, yeah.
So the Piet down below saves, the guy upstairs saves, the guy back saves, the guy outside.
He's okay, so
okay,
it's just the mortar saves and the gun fails. He's away.
He's going, oh dear, but everyone's pinned.
Right, now my other artillery, that's the 10.5 using the observer, is I think it's going to have to rearrange in so it's slightly further back from where my assault is going to go against those anti-tank guns, right? So it's going to need a 4, no, 6. Okay, so I'm just going to clip the back edge of those 2 anti-tank guns. So I'll range in here so that...
So back here?
Yep, so the front edge is not within 4 inches of my guys.
From over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so just about there.
Yeah. So 2 chances.
So you also get this one.
Oh, right. One of the guy at the back then, oh, he's hit. Right, and then first guy, second guy. Yeah, that was first.
You got it, yep. So,
yeah.
so the
so
guy
one
back.
each. Because a 6.
This one.
A 1.
And then this one.
A 2.
Oh,
so.
He actually moved, so he's dead.
Well, that was that guy there. He's a goner, and then no, he's a goner. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're both goners. Sorry, front 2 guys are goners. But the back guy isn't. He's still alive, but you've only got 1 base of infantry. Well, that means I'm only going to be able to put 2 guys into you, though.
Guys in, yep.
So you can now clobber me with 3 dice of defensive fire.
You didn't pin him.
No.
No. Right.
Because he was going to ground.
And these guys are too, they can't hit.
Oh, I see. Oh, he's
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So hitting just in 3s, are these?
Yep. Right, 2. One's dead.
One's dead. Which
so,
one? Just the one in the back?
Yeah. And then I've got to clobber you.
Oh, he's gone.
And that does it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, because these were within 4 inches.
Yeah, yes. No,
Well, that went a lot quicker than I thought it would, but one thing I would say, like, we're going to look at the whole thing, but one thing I would say is that when you try to defend against assaults in an urban environment, it can be really tricky because it's hard to get your defensive fire sorted out because of line of sight, you know, and I think that meant I could get my assault in with then no real risk of defensive fire pushing it back. But your lack of, I think, all other things aside, your lack of reserves was critical.
I think the choice of reserves was maybe a mistake. I left 2 platoons of infantry off the table. One only came in turn 3. So I think I should have kept all my infantry on the table, and then some other platoons could come in.
Yeah, because
whatever.
You were on immediate reserve, so artillery arriving isn't a huge problem because you can maybe get an artillery platoon on early if your luck was in, and maybe having more infantry was more important.
Yes.
So a mortar platoon doesn't cost much in points.
I think when you assaulted me here, I think I should have maybe just sat back rather than
piling in.
piling in. I think that would have just kept things going a bit longer because I think I wasted that platoon.
Mm-hmm.
I got rid of your platoon, but
But then there was nothing left.
There's nothing left of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tricky one. I mean, you had 2 anti-tank gun platoons, but you may well have got good use out of them if you'd actually killed anything with them. I mean,
Yes,
it was just bail.
Yes.
There was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bales.
But I did get rid of your anti-aircraft guns.
Yeah, well, no, I wasn't going to mention that. Poor anti-aircraft guns. First chance to use them. Otherwise, you just sit around and look pretty. But, you know, it's a tricky one. We decided not to use minefields in this game because, historically speaking, they wouldn't be able to plaster the area with minefields. I know in the book itself they've got an actual frost perimeter list, so we can try that in other
Yes,
games.
I think I played that in previous versions, and you get a couple of engineers platoons. But they've got flamethrowers, and I was wanting to add them in, but I couldn't.
But it went quicker. I mean, that was only 4 turns. It went a lot quicker, and it just came down to my guys are all really poor quality, and in any other game they would have been shot to bits before they got anywhere near the opponent. But in this mission, if you're playing in an urban environment, which you really should be if you want to do the actual Arnhem setup, then in this mission, the fact that they were fearless and they could kill on 4s and 3s made them really quite nasty.
Yes, yeah. With all the houses, it makes it quite easy to advance the infantry and still stay in bulletproof cover.
And it was really hard to concentrate fire on anything that was coming at you, because of the restricted line of sight. It's a really quite a tricky game, because we'd like to play it in a way that was a good challenge for both sides. I think you would have to seriously, I don't know, think about the list you're going to use, guys, if you want to do something similar and get a nice, fair, even kind of match up. But there you go. It's our first Arnhem game anyway. We'll do quite a few.
Yes, I don't know if there's an Arnhem mission in the new book. I haven't seen what's coming.
There might be. Certainly, they've got a list, so hopefully they've got some kind of mission. By the time this video goes out, the book will be released, but I won't have it by then. If you guys have any information right away, you can always stick it down in the comments for people who don't have the book. But there you go, folks. That was a little bit unexpected, but I think just because that one platoon disappeared. But there's certainly thoughts about reserves, about the mission itself, the way we changed it. So whatever your thoughts are, guys, stick it down in the comments. And we'll be having, no doubt, we'll be having another Arnhem game at some point, but we've still got like Ooster Beat kind of terrain that we can be using, kind of missions.
Yep.
And then we've got Hell's Highway and these kind of things. So we intend to get those games in, folks. So there you go. That's it. Thanks for watching, as always, and thanks to all the subscribers out there, guys. And if you'd like to subscribe, please do so and hit the bell button, and we'll definitely see you all on the next one.
Goodbye.